On this episode of Bobscaping, we're going to revisit this crimson barberry that we severely cut back last year. As we can see now, at the beginning of May, we're getting some new growth from different parts of the old shrub, some from the old branches and then some from the roots. So what we're going to do this morning is just cut back some of the additional heavier stems just to get them out of the way and improve its appearance, even though eventually you won't be able to see them anyway. Some of these are probably heavy enough that they should be cut with a pruning saw, but these pruners seem to be handling it pretty well. Of course, anytime you get around barberry, you want to have a good heavy glove, because these thorns are usually the ones that end up breaking off in your finger. So in addition to this sort of a pruning, we'll also take some, this is basically just triple 10 fertilizer. We'll just take some of this, about a half a handful or so, and just sprinkle it right around the outside of the shrub. Usually with fertilizer, you want to avoid getting it onto the foliage, especially if it's wet, because fertilizers are salty. Chemical fertilizers have a salt index, and so you don't want to get on the foliage, ideally not up against the bark, and while you can gently work it into the soil, you don't want to go deep enough to damage any roots. Okay, so we'll take a look at this shrub again in another couple months and see how it's looking. For this episode of Bobscaping, this is Bob.